Welcome to a Unity project that I want to use as an exercise to get back into Unity. I thought I'd try making a clone of the classic Lode runner. I built the game relatively simple, it's also far from being finished. We currently have only 2 scenes, and that is once the title screen, which I designed here quite simply using a complete graphic. Ignore this dedicated to the original. This is not really the case anymore, because I found out that I will have a hard time to implement the original game mechanics with the principle I used, but this should not bother you for now. Then we have the gameplay scene here, where the various levels are then built up programmatically. I don't think it makes sense to create a separate scene for each level. That is not efficient. Okay, first of all we have the canvas object. This contains the status bar, consisting of the captions, and another text object, which is then used for the values. This is done in a combined way. You could have done it all separately. This way I like it more. Now you could change this here, but this is done later via the program code, of course. For this we have the control script. Let's open it up. There, we already see we initiate a few values here, then we have appropriate references there, we access the gameplay manager, where we define a few basic values. Here we have a timer. I have built a timer into this game that the original does not have. Here the status displays are updated, more details are unimportant for now. Here the gameplay manager with some important variables. The playing field, width and height, size of the blocks, and a few more. And then we have the references to the status display, so we can change its data. Yeah, and further down here I've now made these as prefabs, but would not have been necessary in this case, the objects for the game. Then a few animations, for example for the player. Idle. We can now run through. Climb. Or just for example, running. Now it's like this, if we let the level build up. We'll start the game and see what happens. I'm going to deactivate that again. The moment we start the game now, then we have our level here. We can collect that with the cursor keys, can climb ladders. That all works pretty well so far. Good. When we have collected all the gold, then, that also works like in the original, then the exit ladder comes here, but currently nothing happens there yet. And we can also drill out these walls here, and then they close again. Exactly. And this is the level object, this is an empty object. And we've already seen when we start, it does add all the individual objects. We see how it arranges all the objects programmatically, row by row, from left to right. And then we go to level control, then we have the referencing of the game objects. And then we want to look at the level data. For this we define a data string, which describes the structure of a level. Here it is defined how the objects are arranged. Yes, and then it practically reads it all in here, via this routine. Here it goes through in rows and columns, and then creates, depending on the specified object letter, an instance of the object. Well, that is the current status of my exercise project. Thanks for the attention, and maybe we can discuss the details of how it works, suggestions, etc. here and later.